Hi everyone and welcome to my channel, and I just wanted to talk about some of this kind of footage that you might have been seeing. I call this the myopic gaze. So when you have high myopia and you look at bokeh, you actually see a lot of movement within the bokeh from all of your floaters and vitreous fluid and how that works, which is something that's never really been seen on film. So just to explain what this footage is, this is a 200mm lens, and a orb has been fitted in the lens adapter to create the shadow on the sensor of the camera, which is similar to what happens inside our eyes. Here we see some footage from a Canon zoom lens, which I believe was 18 to 35. And yeah, it's just still very visible, so it goes to show that you can have this more realistic myopic bokeh effect with the myopic gaze in any length of camera lens. Except with this camera I had to fit it behind the front piece of glass, which I feel makes it look a lot less clear than when you have it further back in towards the actual camera sensor. Moving on, we have this fantastic footage where I actually inserted an orb inside the aperture plate of the camera. This broke it, but yeah. So what you see here is the glycerin diffusing with the water while it's in there, which you do get similarly with myopia, but it's more soda floaters. So what I really want to do is I want to get some vitreous fluid donated by somebody from a hospital who's passed away or has had an eye removed, and actually put that inside the camera lens instead to really accurately pick up how we see bokeh as myopic people. Here we have a still with some of it going up and down. It kind of looked like a mushroom floating upwards as it had diffused a bit at this point. And I thought this was very similar to how we sometimes see floaters pan across the bokeh. But what also is notable here is that there's some glitter in this one, so it's a bit more like a snow globe. And all of these little dots and specks are things that we as people with myopia have in our vision. And this tends to increase as we get older, as our vitreous fluid dissipates more. So we don't have to use vitreous fluid to do this. You can just use glycerin like how I've done. And how I feel I've invented. I don't think I've ever seen anyone else do this, but yeah. What ideally is, I would like to make a design of camera lens similar to the Petzval lomography lens, where you can change the aperture plate, where it has a compartment where you can change the inner lens which holds the liquids inside, so that we can continue to make these amazing bokehs with very defined things happening inside them. Which is more realistic. So yeah, if you can see now, the mushroom is just reaching the top and it's kind of going flat there. So a mistake that I made with this one is that I left an air bubble at the top, which made all of the bokeh have this funny little bubble wobbling around, which is something that can be avoided. It's worth noting that every time I do this, I have to redo it and clean it out, because it's not a lens built for this. I've smashed about about 40 Carl Zeiss lenses to make this happen, and I've been taking them apart and screwing them back together, and now we have a zoom lens that can do it, a 50mm lens, and also a 200mm lens if we want to look at them really closely for B-roll. But yeah, I think it would be fantastic to get this in a documentary, because I recently went to the BFI Archive and I watched a documentary which actually had footage portraying what it's like to see when you have myopia, and they did it so incredibly inaccurately. First of all, we don't see bokeh as a hexagon like some cameras show, which is like fair play, but you know, they're literally pretending to be people with myopia, and there's these hexagonal bokehs, and it's like, my eyeball does not look like that, and I don't look through my eyeball like that either. And it was also plain, like every single perfect camera lens. So yeah, it very unrealistically portrayed us, and that was in a documentary. And I would really love to do a documentary where that is fixed and people can actually get the experience of seeing it. I do wonder if people wear plus 11 glasses, they might be able to see their own vitreous fluid if they have 20/20 vision in the exact same way that we do. Um, but of course, people who don't have myopia, vitreous fluid doesn't break down as fast generally, so it might not be the same. But yeah, I think it's a great thing. I'd love to hand everyone in the world glasses to try on and see it themselves. However, if I can get it done through camera and put it on a film, that's fantastic. No need to make a ridiculous amount of glasses for people who don't need them. So yeah. Maybe people might be interested to look at their own vitreous fluid in this sort of silhouette fashion that this gives us. But yeah, my next experiment with this is to put 8mm film through an aperture plate and run it through the aperture plate to see if it plays through bokeh, which is a whole different concept and story, and a lot more technical stuff. But yeah, welcome to my lovely discovery. It's quite fascinating to just watch the little pieces go up.